Why having a cycling conference in Venice? We have the Eurocities Mobility Forum the next couple of days, and what we wanted to reach is not the cycling people per se, but we wanted to reach those people who work in municipalities, work on mobility basically in European cities. And that's the reason why it's in Venice. So the main argument we want you to bring back home to your city is that more investment into cycling infrastructure, but also more spending for other measures to increase the number of cyclists have, and even in times of budgetary restrictions, have a positive effect on the local economy, on the city.
The target is a livable, sustainable city. A city is not just about the environment. It is also about social sustainability, quality of life. Our vision is that a city is a place where people can see and meet each other. Too often the objective of urban planning seems to be traffic flow. Traffic is not the target. Traffic is a part of city life, not the other way around.
I'll speak of three things today: the urban and the human, the curious persistence of our bipedalism, and on supernormality. This is where most of the world wants to live, and where, for good or for bad, most of the world will live in the future. 400 trillion trips. This is the approximate number of trips that we as a human species will cumulatively make as we grow to 9 billion people in 2050. 54 trillion of these trips will be additional to those that we already make today. There will be a temptation to install cycle tracks only where it would be easy and cheap to do so. This temptation should be avoided. Cycle tracks should be built where they are both necessary and convenient, which is often where it is difficult and controversial.
Years ago we published with some colleagues a review article, meaning gathering all the scientific literature in one article, saying that cycling is good for health. We need some law enforcement. I think we need to make using the car much more difficult.
Traditional cycling advocacy, it has often been based on emotional arguments or even moral arguments. For example, cycling is fun, or we should make the world a better place. Of course, these are very good arguments, but sometimes this is not enough to convince policymakers to make hard investment decisions, and they want numbers. Luckily, there are some tools to estimate the benefits that cycling has, also in a quantitative way. So we can provide them with the numbers they want to make their investment decisions.
One word to add is the word respect. I think as a cyclist you have to respect the pedestrians because they are slower than you, and the cars have to respect the bicycle. So if everybody respects the rules and the other people, we can go to a much nicer environment to live in.
I would say the space is there. How we distribute the space between pedestrians, cyclists and car drivers is a matter of political will.
And we've heard about the benefits of being physically active and linking that to your transport. And we've heard that there are tools and there are ways of integrating that in the cost-benefit assessment that we give or that politicians are presented with. So that's clear.
You don't have to be a cyclist paradise to get results. Just start and do something. Try to get all politicians on board. Try to get something in it for everyone that they can use.
For me, cycling is not a religion. It's just a perfect means of transportation in a city, and especially for short trips. And since 1996, where the first copy came out, a lot of cities in Denmark and Europe and now also in the US are copying this tool and are creating bicycle accounts for the cities. Key numbers for cycling in a city. You need to know your baseline, your starting point, your point of departure. How many cyclists do you have right here, right now? Which kind of infrastructure is available for the cyclist? How many kilometers of bicycle routes, bicycle tracks, bicycle lanes have you built?
Extremely interesting input from Barcelona, Ljubljana and Utrecht, very inspiring.
The press loves local stories, and that's what we give them with Cycle Chic.
Think about yourself as a vaporettoist, or you don't think about yourself as a busist or subwayist when you use the bus or a subway as a mode of transport. So when people are using the bicycle in developed bicycle cultures, they don't think about themselves as a bicyclist. If you want to raise the number of people cycling in the city, you have to have positive messages to people which will make them use the bicycle. There is a very old graph on the left which shows that the safety is in the numbers.
You should look at this as a promotional campaign. It's kind of marketing. It's marketing of cycling. It's, of course, when you have people cycling in a city and you make a nice piece of infrastructure, cyclists slowly will discover this new piece of infrastructure. As far as I know, this is the only system that is combining these 4 systems of registration in one system, in one database, and that means also that you can, it's the only system with which you can target different target groups at once.
Good luck with your work. We are at the starting point of this, and I look so much forward to meet in 25 years' time in a European context to see which level we have taken this to. We say one thing in Danish, pedalkraft ja tak, that means pedal power, yes please.